Hello class, and welcome to my Spain 306 final project, Modern Spanish Culture of Francisco de Goya's Los Caprichos, narrated by Matt Bodkins. A picture is said to speak 1,000 words, yet those words must first come through the artist's perception. Spain's most famous artist, like Francisco de Goya, the enigmatic myth who turns the soul of his subjects inside out as only a master of masters can, edges all others' mastery out of competition through his dichotomy of freely imaginative, enigmatic yet penetrating, rustic realistic portraits. Attempting to decipher the freely imaginative, enigmatic yet penetrating rustic realistic genius of Francisco de Goya's cognitive ability, one must first understand his entrance into life, interest in art, his midlife awakenings, and final human demise. Goya was born March 30th. 1746 in Spain, the son of a gilder who at the age of 14 was first a student of José Martínez, a Spanish visual artist who was born in 1710 and painted Saint Christopher before his death in 1785, and is compared here to Goya's Claude Maja. Goya then studied and found inspiration while in Saragossa to imitate Diego Velázquez, Spain's most cherished artist for still life religious, mythological, and tavern scenes, including The Maids of Honor, 1656, compared here to Goya's King Charles IV of Spain and his family. As well as Rembrandt, a Hollander who attended a Latin school and is most famous for Christ in the Storm, which is compared to Goya's The Parasol. Later Goya moved to begin work for the Spanish royal court, where he was commissioned to create portraits of nobility, although he also criticized social and political issues of the era with his canvas. After becoming director of the Royal Academy in 1795, although completely deaf from an unknown illness in 1792 at the age of 46 that left him physically and psychologically devastated and exposed to the human susceptibility of unreason leading to the fall from enlightened grace, the plight of the Spanish people was not ignored by him, but rather exemplified by him, who turned to etchings called Los Caprichos in 1799 that was considered commentary on political and social events such as corruption, greed, and repression rampant in Spain. Of these etchings, the most famous was The Sleep of Reason Produces Monsters, which was Goya's visual explanation of what occurs when purpose and righteousness turn into selfish gratification and indecision to revert, allowing immoral biases to flourish in society. Prior to the end of Goya's death, before his self-induced exile, he etched Misfortune Happened in the Laying of the Square of Madrid, showing the barbaric spectacle of gore from the powerfully proud and tall young bull standing on a pile of dead people, horns piercing a slouched limp body after charging and sweeping everything in his path. Turning to exile in France in 1824, Goya finished what was likely his last ever painting before his death on April 16, 1828. The gruesome Saturn devouring his son, a horrifying image of the loss of humanity, one of 14 images known as the Black Paintings. When comparing Goya to all famous painters, he lists his number 16 out of 101, with his mentors Rembrandt at number 5 and Diego Velázquez at number 6. Although Goya's enigmatic nature is without competition, supported by the author of Satiricing the Senses, the representation of perception in Goya's Los Caprichos represents his vision unimpeded by other senses connecting to the soul beyond the illusions afforded through rationalization and justification. Regardless of stats, one of the first great paintings of the modern era is the 3rd of May, 1808, compared here with the inspired famous painting by the future artist Pablo Picasso, with his masterpiece that was an immediate reaction to the Nazis' devastating casual bombing practice during the Spanish Civil War. While Francisco de Goya may not be listed as one of the top-rated painters ever, Los Caprichos stands as the greatest single work of art created in Spain since the writings of Cervantes and the paintings of Velázquez over 150 years earlier. These astonishing prints have cast a dark shadow of inspiration over generations of artists since their creation, and continues to provoke and disturb our contemporary consciousness even after 2 centuries. That is the essence of great art, to endure and to continue to have relevance. This due to Goya's lack of care for mannequin-like aesthetics over the contrast of true emotional rustic realism. Thank you, and I hope you have enjoyed the presentation.